Can you tell me about
Yes.
dreams, and what does dreaming mean? I'm not talking about the dreams that I take when my online classes are going on, but the dreams that we see while we sleep, and do they have a meaning, or it's just what we were thinking about before sleeping? But according to our Hindu culture, because they also have this mystic element to them, and people have their theories on it. But what's your view of dreams according to our culture?
So dreams, I think, are very fascinating subject. We don't really have a lot of scriptural information available on dreams, but we do have some very interesting stories, mentioned where people within the dream have experienced reality in a way that they forgot that they were living in a dream. And when they wake up, they're so confused about what is their actual reality of the life. So it's very interesting. We have a lot of stories in which people time travel in their dreams, or people see different versions of themselves. It's sort of a multiverse or a metaverse concept that they see. There's a very beautiful story in the Yog Vishishta, if I'm not mistaken, of a queen who's praying to, I think, Saraswati, to revive her dead husband or dying husband. And so Saraswati Ma, she appears and she takes her to a journey, in a vision where this woman is, traveling and seeing the various other versions of themselves, of her and her husband, that have existed. So it's a very interesting concept, but scriptures don't really throw a lot of light on it. But, from a scientific perspective, I feel that, it is your mind, that is trying to explore. When you're sleeping, the physical boundaries or the physical laws do not exist for you, right? So that's why in dreams you can fall from a very high place and still not die. The worst is that you will wake up, with a jolt. But, there are so many things, because the laws of physics do not exist in our imagination. Dreams are a means to explore things that are buried in our subconscious. Things that we see or hear or do every day, we don't remember everything, right? After days, after weeks, after months, we keep forgetting things. It's only the things that are very important, or things that we keep repeating in our mind, that you remember. Even from your childhood, there would be some instances that you keep remembering again and again and again, and that is why you remember them. Otherwise, most of our childhood we forget, when we grow up, because there's so many new experiences that are taking the place in your brain. So dreams actually are sort of an unwinding of your mind. When you're asleep and there is no sensory input that is coming in from anywhere, you're not seeing anything, you're hearing anything, you're not doing anything. So there's no new experience that is coming in. All the experiences that are stored in your mind, they are sort of getting sorted out in your brain. And that is why, a lot of people, they tend to get a lot of creative ideas in the dreams. And interestingly, even in science, I just remembered in junior college in +1 and +2 when I was doing chemistry. So there was this benzene, it's a chemical, benzene. And in chemistry, we were taught the structures of these chemicals, etc. So I remember my professor telling us that the structure of benzene is very different. Most of the chemical formulas that you would see, they are linear. Okay. Benzene structure is like a ring. So if you Google it, you'll see benzene structure is like a ring. And there was a German scientist, I think, his name was Kekule or something similar. Okay. Who discovered the benzene structure. And how did he think of this structure when everything, all the chemical formulas were in one line? Why would he think of a ring structure? He apparently had got a dream of a snake catching its own tail. And that dream triggered him to think differently. And he started thinking, oh, what if benzene, which I'm not able to fathom, the structure I'm not able to understand, what if it was in a ring shape? And that is how the entire world came to know about benzene structure. It's a benzene ring, and anybody who can Google it will see it's a ring structure. So it's very interesting. A lot of time our brains, our minds have so much information that we are unable to process when we are awake. And when you're sleeping, suddenly, you get a dream. Oh yeah, this is how it should be done. People think that, dreams allow you to explore this world, beyond what your conscious mind does. So in a dream, you can fly. You can, you can explore. You can visit a country that you've never been to. And that again, who's to say when you're in that dream, who's to say that that is not a real experience? Right? So for you, it's a very real experience. You're actually enjoying that journey. You're enjoying, if you're in the snow, you're actually enjoying the weather, or you're flying in the air, you can actually feel the wind on your face. So it's a real feeling that you get. And it's a way for your mind to break the boundaries that the body puts it in. And in our scriptures, it is said that mind is the ruler of all the senses. But it's our body that limits our experiences, because it's the senses that limit our experiences. We can't fly. We can't deep dive without the gear, which is required, oxygen cylinder, scuba gear, etc., etc. So there are certain limitations to our body. And the mind, which basically wants to be free, the soul wants to be free, but it is trapped inside this body. So our mind sort of creates that relief when we are sleeping, for the soul or for the intellect to explore these things beyond the boundaries set by the body or the rules of physics in this world. So I think that's my take on it.